New York.
Mr. Speaker, I very much appreciate the opportunity to speak in support of my bill H.R. 180, the National Blue Alert Act of 2013. As a former FBI special agent, it is a very unique honor for me to have the House consider this important legislation during National Police Week, where thousands of law enforcement officers from around the world converge on our nation's capital to honor those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect our citizens here at home. On a personal note, I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to the FBI New York Field Office, to New York City Police Commissioner Ray Kelly, and to all the brave men and women of the NYPD for their service to our great city. I encourage all of my colleagues to treat every week as if it were National Police Week. Truly, it's the sacrifices made by these great individuals that inspired me to introduce this important legislation. During my career as a special agent in the FBI, I witnessed firsthand the danger posed by criminals who attack law enforcement officers and the particular danger they pose on our communities. Time and time again, we have seen that if criminals are willing to attack a police officer to avoid apprehension, then there is absolutely no limit to the lengths they will go or the victims they will target to avoid justice. According to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, 127 officers were killed in the line of duty during 2012. We can take a look at states that had officers killed in the line of duty, from Texas to Pennsylvania. And while it's impossible to completely transform the hazardous nature of the work our law enforcement officers do day in and day out, there are steps that we can take to enhance their safety and quickly apprehend those who put them at risk. The National Blue Alert Act does this by creating a National Blue Alert Communications Network within the United States Department of Justice. And this will disseminate information on suspects who are being sought in connection with the death or injury of law enforcement officers. I have had the distinct pleasure of working with some of the bravest men and women this country has to offer. And I really believe that, similar to Amber Alert, that Blue Alert would rapidly notify our law enforcement agencies, it'll notify the media and the public so that we can have the help that we need to aid in the apprehension of some of the most violent criminals. Additionally, this legislation would further encourage the expansion of the Blue Alert program beyond the handful of states where it's currently existing by helping in developing Blue Alert plans, regional coordination, and the development and implementation of new technologies to improve Blue Alert technologies. This legislation is supported by many. It's supported by a number of law enforcement organizations, including the Sergeants Benevolent Association, the National Sheriff's Association, the National Association of Police Officers, and the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association, as well as the Fraternal Order of Police. I am certain that the National Blue Alert Act will enhance the safety of our communities as well as the law enforcement officers who protect them. And I encourage its swift passage today in the full House of Representatives. With that, I yield back the balance of my time.